Let's talk about some hidden gems that you're going to want to keep an eye on. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So first thing I want to talk about here is Psychic Processor. This brand new world, it's TCG exclusive card that I've been saying this card is terrible. Alright, this card seems really bad. There is one cheese interaction with this card. So, I gotta bring up what this thing does. So, we can banish this card we control. Alright. To special summon up to 2 machine, psychic, and or cyberse monsters from your hand, and they can attack directly this turn. During the next standby phase of the next turn after this card was banished, we can add this banished card to our hand. Now, what in the world does a level 3 psychic monster that gives you the capabilities of special summoning machine, psychic, and or cyberse monsters have to do with anything? Now, people out here love their cheese. They love the stupid ideas that they can do with this. What if we could summon this turn 1, banish it, and in theory, summon Jinzo and Spell Canceller simultaneously? Think about that. Now, that's a 3-card combo. Alright, 3-card combo. You have to draw. Oh, wait, we have E-Telly? Okay, we have to draw 2 of these things. I think I'm kind of crazy for saying this, but in a world out there, if you're so sick of a format and you're so sick of, the craziness that comes with it, this is your solution. This is the cheese that you want that comes with the craziest floodgates that you can possibly think of. Is this good? No. Does it have people looking at this going, wow, it's going to bring out 2 monsters that are high stars for no reason? Yes. Yes, it is. Don't be surprised if somebody tries something with this. Now onwards. Ubel. I can't tell you how many times we look at Ubel and we're like, wow! Finally, after, 15 years, Ubel gets 2 waves of support, not named Neos Wiseman, out here. The final wave of support in the most recent Legacy of Destruction touchdown in the OCG. And a lot of people have had differing opinions, but you gotta basically got this broken spell card that lets you, basically add a Ubel from deck to hand, then you can blow it up, or, you can basically start triggering all these effects. You got the Infernal Gravesquirmer. They learned that people, contrary to what popular belief might be out here, people want Ubel to work as a deck, alright? To be fair, also, Ubel's from the era of things that miss timing. Well, it be like that sometimes. They can't functionally really change the way the card is without, trying to fix that. But at this point in time, with all of this support, the Ubel hype has continued to grow. And I'll be honest with you, I'm very surprised by the amount of dedicated fans that we actually see out here with the Ubel stuff. I got to clap for it. I'm genuinely impressed. But if you're out here, you're planning for this stuff, we don't really know what the TCG is going to be ending up with, if we're going to end up with more Ubel reprints along the way. But the second wave of support for Ubel doesn't end up here until very late in heading on into summer here. So I guess your biggest takeaways from this are, do you want to plan to pick up Ubel? Do you want to plan to play it? I'm saying this to kind of keep an eye on it. The TCG is we're very weird about our rogue picks. We've done some very interesting things. I think that this is another one of those examples. You know what? We might be able to do something with it. So, keep an eye on that. Next up is the Chimera stuff. Holy crap. When you give illusion monsters this super little cute interaction out here, that gives them the ability to beam out some sort of monster along the way, then you kind of have eyes turn around here, people kind of looking around going, maybe there is something to this Chimera stuff. Chimera was the base of everything that we were trying with the illusion archetype. And then all of a sudden, we kick things back on into overdrive here. We get an apprentice magician girl. It lets you discard any of the terrible pieces that you need in the graveyard from your hand. You get the ability to summon this extra body onto the field. That's an illusion. And then guess what? You suddenly have this search on top of it. I'm not saying that the new Magician Girl or the Apprentice Illusion Girl fixed the problems that Chimera Illusion has. But I appreciate the fact that, when you look at how the Illusion archetype is, the base of the deck is Illusion. And what they've been doing with the Illusion stuff is they've been funneling these different options around the Illusion deck. And they're trying, as every set goes, I feel like they're trying more power creep into the Illusion archetype, see what they can do. I mean, I'm even happy that Chimera, as a deck, is viable. You know what I mean? You got to remember with the way current Yu-Gi-Oh! Power creep is, with so many decks, so many people trying out here, with Rogue especially, it's pretty interesting to see. So, one more piece on the notch for the Illusion deck, and I think with that notch, obviously, an extra level of power creep. So, I don't know, Konami's really pushing the bill out here for this deck. They're like, hey, we're going to make this work, and slow and steady, I guess, wins the race. Next up is our Penny Stonk Mutum Morphosis. Now, before you're sitting out here, you're looking at Mutum Morphosis right now, and you're like, wow, Robbie, expected early value on this card is up. Okay. The point of this is, as this card continues to dumpster dive itself on into the $1, $2, $3 range, that's the point that I would consider maybe picking this up. You're competing with a reprint in the later half of the year with this, but Mutum Morphosis is genuinely a card that you look at and you're like, this screams future application. I mean, what, you tribute any fusion synchro, they'll summon a monster with the same original level from the deck, but return it to the hand during the end phase? Okay, technically, maybe. You could tribute one of your level 8s in Fallen of Albaz to bring out a Maximus, right? Yeah, that would be same original level from the deck. Yeah, you could tribute an Albion or something along the way with Mutum Morphosis. Our problem is it's unsearchable. And that's kind of where our problem comes in. So we're so spoiled with modern era Yu-Gi-Oh! And all of these cards being searchable, that our issue is, if we continue on with this, everything is searchable and continuing and opening up all of this, well, more and more people are going to start to feel the same way. Unsearchable cards become less inviting to the average duelist. But Mutum Morphosis, I don't know. I look at this card and I'm like, this card screams everything about random potential. We've seen time and time again where something stupid can actually happen, and I think that this could be one of those times, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, penny stonk market is the penny stonk market. There are plenty of wins, and there are plenty of losses. Next up is Archlord Christia, quarter century. Oh, we're back on this thing. I saw that these were heading down to the $60 range the other day, and I looked around and I went, it's finally happening. Christia is bottoming out even further. When I looked at these things in the 90s, I was genuinely impressed. I look at this thing today and I'm like, wow, 60. Such a beautiful card, such an iconic card, such a card that, I don't know, do you don't really consider this the max rarity for it? Or do you consider the original Sovar first edition? Because this is one of those cases where, you start to get into a debate of, is the first edition original print worth more, or is this? And I guess it also comes down to what set it originally came from. You got to thank Sovar, Stardust Overdrive, for being one of those case examples. But I think the Archlord Christia is one of those cards that you look at from a standpoint of a long time, and I think that this is something that you do want to have. Card is beautiful. Card is absolutely amazing, especially in the world of deck building. You might not see the most competitive play at the moment, but if you're going into an older format and you're playing Christia Sworn or something, might be something you might want to have. So that is my list of things to keep an eye on today, whether or not they be right or they're just some cheese ideas I'm reading on the internet. I just like pointing them out. I think they're entertaining, especially Psychic Processor. I dream of that card. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.